Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, as well as a comment, and be sure to hit that bell when you subscribe. That way you're notified anytime I upload. Enjoy the video! And hey, if you can't get enough of my nonsense, why not follow me at Twitter, at DownKing456. I'm really weird there. You've been advised. Hello everyone, it's time for night 3, I think. No, night 4. Sorry. I actually haven't uploaded, night 3 yet, but I have it recorded. But, yeah, night 4. This is kind of when I got comfortable. Wow, I forgot about that. Oh god, I remember this bit. This is like one of my least favorite parts of the series, just because I ended up playing as Afton and Henry. And yeah, I'm not very convinced. Also, yeah, I didn't take down the banners in the background. I just now noticed that. But I think it's clear. I think this is when it's clear where it's like Heath kind of didn't have an idea for the scene, and I didn't. Like, I'm pretty sure this is like one of the first instances in the series where it's like I was just kind of doing something, and I didn't really have a lot of ideas. Like, I was struggling for ideas. I was like, the series is almost over. Like, I need to carry on a little more with the Afton stuff. Like the whole prison interrogation thing was also a thing of a last minute idea, but I kind of got that idea while I was building for night 3.
Making sure they work.
And this one, I was just like, okay, like I recorded, I'm pretty sure this was the last thing I recorded for the episode, is I recorded everything and I was like, wait, I still haven't done the Afton scene. And so I literally sat down and was like, okay, let's just have them working on the spring lock animatronics and have it take place in the FNAF 1 location for no reason.
Kidding me?
No. And yeah, so this is one of my biggest disappointments. Like, and by the way, it is very late again because I apparently have no time dilation of when I should be recording these. And I'm going to record nights 4 and 5 tonight. Night 6 and 7 will be on their own separate nights because night 6 I think is like 40 minutes, while night 7 is like 51 minutes. And I have plenty to say about those two, especially night 6. And let me just say, I don't like night 6. In hindsight, like a week after I made it, I was very disappointed with it, but it's like I'm kind of stuck on this path. So, you know. So yeah, there's not a lot more I can say about this scene. For me, I think this is when I was getting tired of playing Afton in these scenes. Like, I like playing Afton. I think he was fun to play. But it was a thing of, it became clear to me that these are no longer serving the story, but these are acting as filler, and I hate filler. I specifically hate filler when it's not like cute little character moments, you know?
You'll sure get us killed. I know, you're so worried about everything.
Like, in this, it's just, these are just Afton being an asshole. Like, this one didn't really need to be in. Like, the last two felt important to the story. It's like, okay, here's how he killed the kids. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, here's him being interrogated. Okay, that makes sense to show that. But otherwise, it's like, that didn't really. It was really only there to continue the trend of Mike having nightmares.
Almost finished looking through these.
Almost finished looking through these, as he says as he gestures towards 2 separate papers. You know, and I think that's one of my issues with this series overall, is it's very samey. And I'm sure someone's gonna like make that critical point at some point, but like, it is very samey. It's like, it starts with Mike having a nightmare, he goes, talks to Butcher, he does some other thing, then he goes to the night, and the night is just like, oh, the animatronics move. He watches them on the cameras, and he every once in a while closes the doors.
Sure. Oh, Jesus. Hey, Mike. What's going
Like,
on? I think
it,
no, I don't. Well, let me tell you, man.
like,
If I
it's
have
just
questions, I need you to answer.
very samey, like I said, and it's something I hope to solve a bit with FNAF 2. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be samey because FNAF in general
Friend of yours.
is kind of a series that is gonna be samey follow if you follow it like I did, and like I plan to continue doing.
We
So it's gonna be samey, but
worked
I
on
hope
stories
to
together
make it
about
different enough.
Sure.
Okay, so just sorry. I was silent because I was like, hold up to the thing, just like stop playing. No, apparently there's just a silent bit for like 6 seconds. Good job, Dino.
One kid just disappeared, and no one's ever seen again.
And yeah, I wanted to clarify that. Yeah, it wasn't one kid, my lord. It was several. Good old, the good old 5 kidders.
It was 5.
It was 5.
From my knowledge, the
Which,
owners might have spread the rumor. I don't
yeah, I wanted.
for sure, but
I don't think I had the idea of why. I think the whole thing of, oh, one kid went missing was just the thing I wanted
went missing the
to
same day.
pinpoint, so it would be a reason why the company hadn't fallen through. But like, because realistically, it's like, okay, if 5 kids actually went missing at a place, that place wouldn't be able to stay open. Like, if your local Walmart had 5 children die in it, and they never found the person who did it, that place is not staying open. No one's gonna fucking shop there ever again.
Spotted someone in a
To me, the thing of one kid just went missing and they never found them, and they didn't think it was a murder, they just couldn't find them. Like,
Mike, I'm all right. All right,
ooh,
continue, please.
hints towards stuff. But the whole thing of like, okay, one kid went missing, we just never found them. I think it's a lot more believable that a restaurant or a place of business could stay open.
Arrested multiple suspects.
Like, again, like that's way more believable than, yeah, 5 kids just straight up went missing, and you know they died here, but you know, like we're still open.
Purple, from my knowledge. And he was one of the ones that was supposedly wearing that suit on that day.
Also, haha, he wore purple. Haha, get it? I'm alluding because Afton's the purple guy.
Well,
It is funny. Like one of the things that I kept in mind with the series, well, not kept in mind, is like a rule I kind of had in place was FNAF is a big series with a lot of fan stuff.
not enough to pin on him, anyways.
Like a lot of the lore in FNAF is just fan theories that are just generally accepted.
So we had to let him go.
Like one of the things that I knew was I wasn't going to call William Vincent, which for newer FNAF fans, you may not know what that is. Before we had William's name, like the fan names, I think there were 2, Peter and Vincent. Peter was from the hidden lore I think I talked about in the previous video. And Vincent was just a made-up one. And let me tell you, I hate the fan name Vincent. I don't know why, I just hate it. So I was like, nope. Like, we're calling him William Afton. Like, even if at some point in the story, there's a scene where William changes his name to hide his identity, I'm not calling him Vincent.
The animatronics themselves.
I'd sooner give him my name than call him Vincent.
For a while, that was at that location. But after that happened,
Wow, look at that hints.
I had to save budget, so they had to move the thing to storage.
Good. Like, I think I did a pretty decent. Like, I don't want to come off as like, man, I'm so good. I'm sucking my own dick because I'm so good at making stories. But no, like, I think I did a pretty decent job at world building stuff in this series, especially for a series that wasn't meant to be that big. Hell, I questioned if I was going to do 7 nights or not, as this is something I don't think I've really admitted too much. But I wasn't
got shut down
going to originally do 7 nights. It was originally just going to be 5.
because kid was found outside
But
dead.
I ended up. I pretty much ended up finding out that, like, not really finding out. I ended up thinking that, like, you know what? I think for story purposes, it is important that we do 7 nights.
Oh, well, I've heard about that.
So I ended up doing 7 nights.
Skyrocketing, after what took place.
What's a place? but, but yeah, I ended up doing 7 nights, and
Yeah. But basically,
I'm glad I
all
did.
saw was basic rumors, but
It became hard.
the bodies.
Like, I think this is something I'll touch on
Did you ever find them?
by night 6. But
No.
it did become hard to
No trunk story.
like make the nights interesting. And I tried very hard to do that with night 6, and in my opinion, I failed. Completely failed. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Night 6 is, to me, the worst episode in the series. It's not like so bad that I wish I could delete it and remake it, but it's like if I could remake one episode from the ground up, completely change everything, it would just straight up be to remake Night 6. I have quarrels with Night 7, but that's more like there's minor things in that I think should be changed, and no, it's not the length. I kind of don't like that line. I'm pretty sure that line has no payoff at any point in the series.
My job just straight up, but I want to help you. I owe you.
We don't know why he owes him one. Don't ask. Have I confirmed it? I don't know. I think I have, but yeah, Butcher is probably not going to be in FNAF 2. Like, I don't know how people feel about him as a character. Honestly, he was only supposed to appear once, which was in the very beginning of the series, but then I realized that I need to kind of do some padding to extend how long these videos go, because it can't just be, just a night or Mike waking up,
Might as well order some food.
So he ended up being in pretty much every episode. In fact, I think he is in every episode. The only one that he wasn't in was the Lost episode that I haven't uploaded because it being a Lost episode. Look at that, 156. See, told you it was retconned.
Another night.
That Lost episode just didn't have Joyce's audio. It wasn't a thing of, I didn't end up liking it, so I scrapped it. I've thought about, like, uploading it and maybe doing a director's commentary over it with Joyce. Oh god, that actually startled me. And I was kind of expecting that. I was like, hold on, like, isn't there supposed to be like...
They just breathe.
See, Night 4 is when I was like, yeah, this shit's gotta get serious. Like, so, that immediately happens. It's also when I started to work with audio a lot. Night 5 has way more audio bits, though. Like, if Night 5 is the night that I'm thinking it is, it has way more. In fact, it has so much that I actually had to scrap some parts of it. Because I actually couldn't fit all the audio. And the thing to remember is that some parts of this, like some parts of audio things, are done live, where I just play a video from my phone, like next to the mic. That's what the phone guy calls are. And things like the Bonnie breathing part, that was done in post. I edited that in, like while I was editing the video, which does mean, and I touched on it slightly, that yeah, I had to react to nothing. Like, so Bonnie's breathing, like in actuality, I was like, oh, did he just breathe? It's like, in reality, nothing happened, and I edited it in post. Hey, Thomas.
Night 4! I knew you could do it, man.
Man, he sounds so excited.
I had some, to go over with you, really quickly.
But yeah, like,
if you get a chance, can you, call tomorrow morning?
dun dun dun, the story deepens. The story is surprisingly, I'm not going to say it's so deep and philosophical. It's not. It's a simple story, but It's deeper than I was expecting.
Have they been
Like,
dangerous by chance?
I don't know how to describe it.
Let's see. We know about them moving. It's a bug that we've never been able to fix. It's been
Also confirmed that in my universe they are
for a
fully
long
aware about it.
time. It started
Has that question ever been answered? I don't know.
It's
I don't think it has. If the
it's less expensive to keep
Fazbear Entertainment people
the glitch
know
around over
that the
patches.
animatronics are haunted,
Um,
like let alone if they move.
but
Well, I mean, Fungi
so what's
knows.
been going on with them recently?
So I guess my question is if they know that they're haunted, which
Fancy than before.
I can't really answer in my lore if they know or not.
Foxy.
And this isn't a situation. And I'm not saying that because it will spoil a thing for FNAF 2. No, it's literally like I straight up just don't know.
We have to turn him on at night. Otherwise, he
Yeah, hang on, I didn't hear that.
fall apart, and we can't exactly risk a customer seeing that, you know.
Okay. Sorry.
You can go.
That made me laugh because I'm like, why don't you just? I'm just thinking about this now. It's like that's kind of a lame excuse, because there really isn't an excuse to keep Foxy. You're not using him.
Call me and
So like, you keep him on at night so he doesn't fall apart. But it's like, why don't you just get rid of him?
Have you heard? We're opening a new location in the city.
Man, there's a lot of fucking hints in this one.
I don't know what's gonna happen to the one you're working at right now. Location, that is. Not exactly sure, but
Also, I don't know if I said it before, but this is live, like the Thomas voiceover.
You're gonna be getting paid a little extra than what we would normally.
So yes, I'm looking around with one hand, and I'm using my other mouth to cover my other hand to cover my mouth and talk.
I don't know what's happening to the location we're working at.
God, these phone calls drag. This phone call drags on more than the Night 1 FNAF 3 phone call. Like, damn.
Yeah, tomorrow should be your last night, so
it was supposed to be.
Plan on working overtime. But we can talk about that tomorrow as well.
I'm pretty sure it was night like 3 that I was like, nah, we're doing 7 nights.
Get to this night and we can talk about that stuff tomorrow. Alrighty. Good night.
God, this was a fun series. I know I kind of keep repeating myself on these things. That's what happens when I'm really tired and it's late and I record these instead of doing it at a better time, I guess. I don't know. But like, man, this series, while it did end up better than I was expecting. Also, look at that. An actual clean transition. As I ended the clip and then I just immediately started up a new one.
Speaking
of.
Yeah, might as well answer it.
The legendary FNAF phone call. The Night 4 phone call.
Hey.
This was so fun to do.
What?
If you're curious why he's looking out, he thinks that the banging is live. Which is kind of a reference to Markiplier.
Sure, guy.
Because in one of his first attempts, I think it was the second attempt actually, of Night 4, he thought that the banger was live, like actually in the game and not from the phone call.
Did he? Is he?
What the fuck? And I was about to talk about something, but it's not really a good time to talk about that. I'll save that for the night where that's more appropriate. So, yeah. And it was gonna explain something, but yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Oh, you gotta kidding me.
And this is something I just decided to do later.
Static. It's even worse.
It is worse.
What the hell happened?
And yeah, you can see it changed. It was AM. The power's all wrong. This is not an error. I'm sure.
It's harder to see, but
I'm sure multiple people saw this and thought this was a mess up. But no, this was intentional. He doesn't talk about it because it wasn't planned.
Whatever, I can figure this out in a bit.
Okay, I guess I was wrong about that. He mentioned the power.
Okay,
And this was just an excuse for me to mess with effects.
be extra watchful. Drain my power, and I currently can't tell how my power's doing. So that's just
Like, I don't remember what the plan was about the whole, oh, I can't tell how much power I have.
Let's find the bird.
Like, this was just an excuse. Like, after, like in post, I was just like,
She's already on her way here.
I was like, huh, let me see how much effects I can mess with.
I have to be extra watchful.
Also, isn't that the left? Did I accident?
Alright.
I actually don't know. I haven't been on that map in a few months.
Okay, there he is.
But yeah, it was very fun to just not have to give a shit about what the power percentage was at, like what the time was. Like, it was so fun to just... Oh.
I need to check the stage. I need to check the stage now.
That might have been post.
Shit.
But yeah, it was so fun. I just didn't have to give a shit. And I'm like, finally, I don't have to keep up with stuff.
I need to find Freddy. Okay, let's try this camera here.
Sorry, got an itch.
So he definitely moved off the stage.
Man, like, I'm looking at that text, I'm like, man, it's a bit sillier than I was. It's kind of silly now that I look at it. But yeah, Freddy finally moved to this spot, since that's his first position.
I need to find...
I can't emulate the glowing eyes like I said before. Oh, I just saw that you thing.
Great.
Also, haha, 456.
Right outside my office.
456, I think, has just turned into the thing to kind of meme around for myself.
Then mess it up some more.
Sorry, I got the hiccups.
Shit. Okay.
But 456, for those who don't know,
Let's not panic yet.
well, I guess I can say it. I don't really care. I know how to accept the friend request. So I've sent a friend request to go if you want, but all my stuff is basically 456.
Shit. Okay, maybe now is the time.
Like,
I got 2 of them.
my Twitter, which is this is now a double plug, but you saw it in the beginning. It's Down King 456.
They're about to be right outside my door again.
Yeah, my gamer tag is Down King 456. Like, Down King 456 is on like everything I use. And there's not a lot of reason besides Down King being a name I like. The 456 was just because I needed numbers for a thing, and I just chose 456.
Great.
Your fault. That's nice. But I think 456 has turned into like the numbers that I'm gonna reference in roleplays, if I'm being honest. Like, honestly, I'm sure at some point in like Dino Crisis and FNAF 2, there's gonna be like a 456 reference. Like, I don't think there would be one in Walking with Dinosaurs because it's not really natural. I'm glad I won't have to time that again.
Great, they're both out there.
Look, if no one's gonna mention it, I'll mention it.
That's nice.
I'm actually really happy about the positioning of where I would put Bonnie and Chica because it is representative of where they stood in the game. In FNAF 1, Bonnie would stand basically right at the door itself, while Chica would stay at the window.
And of course, he's moved. Why is he in the bathroom?
Yeah, I couldn't do the laugh every time because it just didn't have room for it. Like, you can only have so much. I think I mentioned this before, but in editing, when you're doing audio in Share Factory, you can only have so many segments. So you can have like one really long segment and a second really long one, but if you can only do 20 segments, you can only do 20 in general. Also, look at that, a second reference to Behind the Curtain or whatever it's called. Arm Eye is technically a reference because Foxy took someone's eye and arm out, or tried to, in that story. Like, whatever, if you know the story, you know it. Like, it's not a very good reference because it's not obvious, and plus it's already been referenced in the series. So I think it's a little silly that it's getting a second one. But it's a reference nonetheless.
That means I can open up the doors. I'm gonna do this.
Like I said, like for me, like this series was my return to role playing. And sorry, I went out there. I lost my train of thought, but this series was my return to role playing, just in general, and I had an unbelievable amount of fun. Oh no.
That last quiet thing it means.
Yeah, that's my reaction to when the big animatronic bear gets closer to my office.
Great. Freddy's almost here.
Oh no, 12 a.m. 0%. I didn't even know that was possible. I don't know if that is actually. I don't think that is possible in FNAF 1.
It's hard to see anything. My power is all wonky.
I mean, it's probably possible in Ultimate Custom. No, because
it keeps changing back and forth between things.
it changes every 45. It ticks over every 45 seconds. So no, probably not.
If I make it out of this, I'm gonna mention this to that guy. But I better check on Foxy.
Mention it to that guy who is still unnamed by this point, even though I've said his name multiple times. But like I said, if you're watching the director's commentary, then you probably don't fully care about spoiler stuff. Hey, 6-9.
I can't tell how much power I have. We can't tell the time. But he's about to run, and I don't know if I'll be able to take my power will be able to take a hit. I can't tell.
The idea that I wanted for this episode to change things up is this whole like power and time just changing. It's meant to be this like stress of anxiety thing of like he doesn't have the knowledge.
Come on, just tick over.
And this is when I started doing this.
Oh, thank God. Wait, why is it still?
And then I finally played the full one.
What's that?
But yeah, it was meant to be a stress and anxiety thing, and I knew that playing the full alarm victory thing had to be like this special event.
I don't know that, right?
And so it takes up to night 4 to do it. When the spirits in my mind are way more active, which in my mind is what's happening. I don't think it's ever really said, but the spirits are getting extremely agitated and active. I loved doing this. I had never done a flashback type thing before.
Sure, guy.
And so I decided, like, while editing, I was like, hey, wait, I can just throw that in. And so I did. It was not planned initially. And surprisingly, this is technically a reference. Not to anything that you'd ever be able to see anymore, but I did a series.
This carpet's... It's not brand new, but...
Yeah, sorry, I'll try that again. I did a FNAF Minecraft series, like a roleplay series, just basically this. Long time ago. And in it, in the night 4 of it, like once night 4 was completed, there was like a blood trail that led into the back room, to which Mike follows and then gets jump scared by an animatronic and he runs out the building. Obviously, wasn't going to do that beat for beat, and I couldn't. Especially since, that implies that happened, like that phone got deaf was recent. While in this universe timeline or whatever, it had taken place a long time ago. And also, if you heard a thing outside, ignore that. There's a storm going on. I saw a forecast for that, so yeah.
I have to accept what this place is.
But this place is so edgy. I hate how I say all of it, just in general. Okay, I think that's it. Yep, it is. Okay, so that's night 4 of the director's commentary, I think. I'm going to go do night 5. And then I'm probably going to go to bed because I'm really tired and I haven't slept for a while. So yeah, I'll see you guys then.